Oh, okay, cool.
Hey everybody, thank you for joining us for episode 2 of Taking the Initiative. This episode is titled A Cut Above, and that will become obvious why in just a few minutes. I want to thank everybody for joining us so quick. We are here at Geeky Teas, once again, our wonderful hosts in Burbank, California. Make sure you check out their website, as linked in the chat just now. So we're going to go around really quick and just do a quick recap of who's who.
I can start and then you can hop back over to Corbin.
And then,
I already know what I'm supposed to
okay.
say.
And then we will, I will give a recap of what happened last time. All right. Go ahead, B.
All right, so I am playing Paprika, the Tiefling Druid.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
All right,
Pass
I'm
it on.
Venati. I am almost captain of the guard, and I am playing a half-orc paladin.
And I am Cameron, and I am playing a tiefling fighter from the east. And his name is Amano Jakku.
Alright, my name is also Cam, and I'm going to be playing Captain Nemo Driftwood, a paladin fisherman.
And I'm Corbin. I'll be playing Orin Turin, a gnome cleric.
All right. And with that, I think it's time to recap the last episode. So, let me go ahead and get the music adjusted here. And go ahead and... So, last we left off, Amano Jakku had just arrived in Ship's Haven after a 6-week journey at sea, only to run Abs first into Paprika, who instantly stole 4 gold from him.
Snatcheroonie.
Paprika was being chased by Venati, which led to a chase across the city and one gnarly bruise on Paprika's face. You met up with Nemo and Orin outside the temple and Sect, the old high cleric, who scolded you and threw you out. Later you found yourselves in a moral dilemma, facing down a blacksmith who legally owns an indentured servant contract. But he also proved to be a worthy adversary in both brains and brawn. And though Stain, the city guard captain, does agree with you and is on your side, the issue was forcefully shelved until the end of the festival. Speaking of the Festival of Plenty commenced with a song by Stain himself, but was interrupted promptly by screams that, when you investigated, turned out to be goblins.
Oh, goblins.
So that puts us where we are now. You guys have run toward the danger, as heroes do, and I'm going to turn around the camera to face the battle map for the time being, if I can. All right.
We have technology.
So, is there anything you guys want to do before we enter initiative order?
So I think we were pushing the civilians away, helping the injured ones out, and combining them with non-injured. So we've pretty much, I guess, have we cleared out all the civilians from the battleground?
A fair number, yeah. Most of them. There are some that are still fighting to protect their building over there.
So with these two, you're
Yes,
fighting the fire.
because Orin and Paprika ran over to the burning building and went, oh shit, and tried to put it out with water. Rain dance.
Can you put these two over by the burning building?
I just imagine you going over with him and you're like,
Yeah. Throw it back.
don't be shy, but some more.
It's for later. Is there anything else you guys would like to do before initiative starts?
I'm on it. Where were you?
I unsheath my swords and yell as if I'm about to go right into battle because I'm totally ready for this.
Then, without further ado, let's get straight into initiative.
Ooh, net 1.
Oh my gosh, same.
All right.
Sorry.
Okay. So, over 20. Nobody. Over 15. Really?
Yeah.
Over 10.
Woo! Oh, over 10?
Over 10. 10 and over. Okay, Nemo.
11.
Venati
10.
and Orin.
12.
5 and above.
Did you add? Yeah.
Paprika, what's your initiative?
3.
4.
And Amano is 4.
Ouch.
Alright.
So boom, 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 boom.
So I
Not
essentially
counting
yell a
me,
battle
I was
cry and then
zero.
trip.
I start doing the rain dance with him, but it does nothing. And then I also trip.
It's like My Hero when he's walking to the school. He's like, today's gonna be the best day.
I'm like, finally, a
We
real
like
battle.
fumble as we run, but we kind of catch ourselves. And, we're
And then
like,
I forget
I'm
I'm
throwing
in
it-
festival clothing. And I slip on my shoes.
I throw it
Really
back
nice.
too hard with the rain dance, even though like I'm not casting the rain dance spell.
break your spine.
I'm
assisting.
throwing it back too hard, and I fell.
The docks are slippery.
Orin, what is your max HP?
10.
Okay. Nemo, what's your max
12.
max
And
HP?
squish. Oh, we all kind of squish.
They're all level 1.
We're squishing.
Venati, what's your max
babies.
HP?
12.
We're gonna die.
We're gonna, yeah, we're
Amano, you're at 12 also?
I am 13.
13.
I
And
I'll probably
Paprika?
10.
Dude, I just
Okay. There we go.
Just broke my ankle.
Alright, Orin, you're up. And then Nemo, you're on deck.
Oh no.
Oh, I forgot to put the guards in.
He's still doing his rain dance. Yes. He never got a result from that.
Yes, you did. It put the fires out.
the building out.
So these are
I
done?
don't think you said that last time. You said he started to do it, and then the goblins
No,
noticed him.
So what I said in the VOD show that they threw the thing, he started the rain dance, and it put out most of the fires.
Okay.
Is they're just kind of smoldering now, but the guards are still over there trying to
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
like pat out the embers and get them going,
Okay.
get them out.
Less fun. Oh.
So let me write this down really quick. So we've got
Just make it pink fire, because it's like light fire.
Medium warm fire.
Like such a violetly red.
It's just a little yellow baby fire.
Yeah, baby fire.
goblins,
No good.
and then we have Romano,
I use this one. So I'm gonna read
and then we've got Paprika, and then we've got the guards.
Oh damn! All right, guards.
it. Wait, what?
Do we need
Dude,
damn?
the
We
guards.
have back
Oh,
up.
we have
that was-
back.
I'm
Yeah.
so low in the.
And then later there might be something
I just
else.
get to
that
watch y'all for a
happens.
little bit. I get to get
All
beat
right.
up. It's fine.
Orin,
I'll
you're up.
take it.
Okay. Noting my small stature, I'm going to run away a little bit. And I have 25 feet of movement speed, so I'm going to 5, 10, 15, 20. Ooh. No, here's good. By my buddy.
He sounds like Yoda on LSD.
He is
I mean-
on LSD. That's exactly what he is.
And from my position, I'm going to cast from my gauntlet Guiding Bolt
Okay.
directly towards that closest goblin.
Okay.
So I
The closest one to you.
This boy.
That one.
Yes.
Okay.
And it has a range of 120 feet, so I'm pretty sure
Sure.
it's got the range. I rolled plus 4, 15.
That hits. What's the damage on it?
4d6 radiant damage. I'm going to kill it.
Oh, it's a
I'm gonna try.
level 1?
It's a level 1 spell, and I'm using it right off the bat.
Okay.
D6. I think you're holding the D8.
Ooh, thank you.
So it's 4d6s, right?
Thank you. Yes.
Alright.
Oh, damn.
Yes.
Can I see the spell for a second?
I mean, it would have given the next attack advantage, but I don't think we'll need one.
So, why don't you go ahead and describe... So, how did you say you did it? You put your hand
From
out?
my gauntlet, which has my sigil of helm, I cast a radiant bolt from my gauntlet directly to.
So what you guys see is this little gnome go, ha, and there's a blinding flash of light that shoots out from his gauntlet to this goblin, and when the light recedes, the goblin is just gone. No reaction, no screams, nothing. It's just gone.
You just
disappears.
Thanos in with your gauntlet, Corbin.
I did.
All right.
He looks back. He's like, I don't feel so good.
You
Mr.
have
Stark.
to
Oh, of course.
They
They were excellently lucky.
Perfect. Good to know that at least my d6s work.
Turn the gain down on that one just a little bit. Apparently we're getting mic echo.
Ooh, thank you.
Yeah,
Which one's the gain up?
it's the one right above the pickup pattern.
Yeah,
Closest
just
to the
a-
head?
Yes.
You're good.
Which way should I turn it?
Whichever way is down.
I can't see it.
Usually left is down.
But that's right on that one.
Is that
How
better,
about
chat? Is that a little better?
Hello?
Thank you for the feedback.
Thanks, guys.
Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Just know that we can do better. Don't be shy. Tell us more. Please help. We all just do the orange voice.
We're all gonna start doing the orange voice.
Please, shy.
I wonder if our whole thing is just lagging and that's why they haven't responded to us
Wait,
yet.
it's a lag.
Oh,
yeah.
it's like
we,
20 seconds.
I had it set to 3.
I know, but people's
It's not as
numbers are
bad.
different.
Yeah, but it's not as bad. Okay.
Okay.
We'll have to figure it out as we go along.
Why don't we just pull yours a little closer to you?
Try to put it behind the DM screen, or behind, if you can, so that way it's not.
Yeah, just put it over your computer.
Okay.
Oh, switch the knob so it's only recording this way.
Oh, yeah, it's a good idea.
God damn it.
Okay. That should be a little better.
Half of the time we're gonna be quoting
SpongeBob.
Okay.
Orin's voice, and the other half of the time we're gonna be quoting SpongeBob.
Just that line though. Just that one.
Just
Just
we have
that.
technology.
Yeah.
We have
Because we do.
We have
Technology.
technology.
We
It's
have
gonna be
technology.
something we're running
Is that better?
into.
Height? Mika?
We just want to get this right before we go into the.
Hi, Johnny.
battle.
Hey, Johnny's here. Alright, so, my turn?
Nemo, you're up.
Feeling inspired by this man who just, evaporated that goblin, I'm going to charge at this goblin here. And I'm going to kind of come at him from the side and swipe at him with my longsword. That's going to be a 20 to hit.
Modified?
Modified 20.
Okay, that hits.
And then that is a D8. Alright, so that's going to do 4 damage.
4 damage? Okay. So, how did you came down from the top? Over the top?
I came from the side.
So as you come across, you catch him across the... He's still standing, but he looks really tough.
Just to his forehead.
Venati, you're up.
Alright.
You're on deck.
So I am going to victoriously stride, because apparently I'm becoming a marathon runner in this campaign, to the closest goblin. And I am going to, as I unsheath my sword, I'm going to buck slash. So.
Like up and across? Like
Yes.
This? Okay, roll it.
Buck slash. 19, Jeebus. And then plus 6.
So 25,
Yeah.
that hits.
I would hope so.
It hits.
Nice.
Attack.
Roll damage, so that is a d6.
D8 should be.
Oh, D8? It says. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm
sorry,
reading
D8.
Goblin, my bad. I got a 6 plus 4. 10.
Yeah. So, as you come over, you do this backslash, and as you come up underneath his armpit, you pick him up with the sword.
Oh my god.
And as you follow through, it cuts through, and he goes spiraling off into the water. So he's dead.
Fish food.
So the kids can't see all the
As Tyre intended.
We're keeping the dock clean.
Goblins are up. So,
Oh, yeah.
Shit.
that one over there, B, the one with that one, yeah, is going to shoot at Venati, the one who just executed somebody.
I can't.
He's like, that's a big bitch.
16 to hit.
16.
AC.
Six,
The shield.
No, doesn't hit. 18.
Your AC,
It's
Venati.
18.
18.
I
Yeah.
get that, but I need her to look at it.
18.
18. All right. So he pulls back his little bow and you're
Armor.
Now you piss me off.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's that goblin, and then
I'm just gonna get a look like, really?
yeah, this one here.
Sure about that?
Yeah.
So that's D. It's going to shoot at Nemo. 16 hit. Same thing. It goes straight to the shield.
From behind the shield.
And then he's going to run up.
We have some spicy palates.
Yeah.
We really are.
He's going to run
Up.
Imagine them actually moving across the board like that, like just falling over
He
and
falls on his
rolling.
side and just.
And we're just like, what is he doing? Oh, they're coming.
And we're like, oh, it's goblin strategy. And he's like, crap, I just fell. We're gonna look
first
cool.
tap on banana.
Yes.
16 hit.
Oh.
First
No.
AC.
No.
Okay. Comes in with a scimitar. Fine, you. Pow. Second one, 20 to hit.
Not.
No.
Modified 20.
Modified 20 to hit.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, it is.
Okay. So as you parry the first scimitar, the other one comes up underneath and just. Right
So
across
as I
there.
parry the first one, I say, you're gonna have to try harder than that. Then the other one hits me and I go, ooh. Yeah, that's about right.
Ooh. 8 points of damage.
Oh.
They got
Okay, well,
lucky.
12 minus 8.
Jesus.
No.
Ouch.
First shot at Nemo.
Uh-huh.
22 to hit.
Ah.
Second shot
I
at
think
Nemo.
we're gonna have a TP.
Second shot at Nemo is only a 13 to hit.
So
So
now
the
what I
first one is the only
understand
hit.
is I'm gonna be using javelin for the rest of them.
So what you're saying is we're all gonna die.
So what happened was the first goblin came up toward you. You blocked it. You said your line of
You're gonna have to
try
try
better
harder
than
than
that.
that.
And as you said that, another goblin ducked under your shield and came up and right across the chest. So you've got this
Using my
bloody.
own move against me.
And then for Nemo, he was I don't know. You're gonna have to tell me how this works.
So I'm engaged with this one right here, and the other one ran around my side and went right into my blind spot under like my arm area.
It came across, but because of the chainmail, it wasn't that bad. It just kind of caught and
Just slip your hip.
Yeah.
No big deal.
just,
Give you a little piercing.
yeah, well, that's what I was gonna say. For now, we'll just say that it split your nipple and.
But only the tip, so like not a lot of blood. Just
I feel like that's more of a,
Oh,
like
it's
a
with the
half
description,
health
sir.
hit. I feel like
I
I'd be
beg of you.
It's
confused.
just the nipples.
I'd be down after that.
All right. And then that's it for goblins.
I'm
So
visual
Mono, you're up.
Oh yes.
And Paprika, you're on deck.
All right. So I see after tripping and falling, I see my friends have already engaged in battle, and so I get back up and I run over to. Can I do that?
So
Can
where
I
were you?
get to this goblin?
You're
I was
square
right
in front of.
here.
No, he was right there, yeah.
Yeah, right here.
So you
I was
got
actually
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Do you have a 30 movement speed?
Yes.
You,
Yes.
you can get right
Speed
here.
30. So I get right in this guy's business who's attacking Katie, who just hit Katie, and I just. Yeah, oh, yeah, fine. Sorry. Whoa. Forgot. And I try to slice him. So I'm gonna roll a d20, right?
Yep.
Yes.
2.
No.
Oh, it's this.
Yeah, so it's this one.
Oh, so 9, 8. No, 8. Yeah.
First one misses. Go ahead and roll your second one. Do your second attack.
It's just this.
10.
Doesn't hit.
You're still disoriented because you tripped.
Like the nunchuck guy.
Yeah.
I did a flip and landed down, and I go.
Okay, I'm going to the farthest one in the back with a 10-foot gap.
What? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Which move
I'm
speed?
at 30.
So 30.
with a 10 gap.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to slice down, dual-handed with my glaive.
Okay. Roll it.
Please. That's like on the edge.
Roll it again. It's
I
literally.
don't know.
Can I have
That looks
the
like a
consent
19 to
to
me.
roll again because it is right between a 1 and a 19?
It's on the.
It's
like,
balancing
the butt crack of
the
DM
eyes.
judgment.
That's cocked. Roll it
Yeah.
again.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Well,
It wasn't 2.
7.
Misses.
Yes. Failed me.
Guards.
Why?
They're doing the same thing. They've got blankets and they're like trying to put the embers out on this.
Thanks for
Oh,
the
you
help,
did it.
guys.
Come on.
I think it looks like we have it.
Orin.
Yes.
You're up.
Yes.
Die.
I know, I'm like,
So bonus
I know you're
actions come
jealous
right
of
after
me,
your
but-
initial
I'm
action.
dying
You
over
can
here.
do either bonus action. You can do bonus action first if you want.
Okay. So I'm going to move my 25 feet over to the kerfuffle.
This is the 30 feet.
10, 15, 20. Yeah,
30 feet.
25. Who'd I knock over?
Naughty.
Well, speaking of Venati, I'm gonna cast Shield of Faith on her, which gives +2 to her armor.
I spit out blood and I'm like, no, thank God.
They have to get
So as you're
a
dealing with this
a 20
this-
to hit, you know.
slash across your gut, you feel
Very
a
happy.
wave of inspiration and divine protection wash over you. You feel as if you can take on the world again.
Yes.
Even though, you know, you're still bleeding
I'm
out.
back in action, baby. Even though, yeah, I am. Pretty.
For my
I still feel like
primary
shit,
action,
but, you know.
You're inspired.
Cast Sacred
inspired.
Fire back up into the
As
air,
the
down
damage.
upon the closest one.
You're
Taking
inspired.
currently taking damage.
This one?
Yes.
Okay.
Look at it. Look at you go.
Roll
It's
it.
like real life.
If you do this, oh my god.
9
The
plus
accuracy.
13.
13 misses.
That's meta knowledge.
Alright. Nemo, you're up.
Alright.
Venati, you're on deck.
So I'm going to finish off this goblin with another slash that I've been engaged with. And that's a... Nope. It's a 7.
Did you want to use your shield to...
Can I shield bash?
Is it I'll call it a light weapon, sure.
Okay.
Now we're gonna play ping pong.
That's 17.
Hits.
Just back
What does it hit with?
D4 plus strength.
D4.
Get out of here.
4 plus strength, 2, 6.
It's no... You see its face kind of crack inward.
Concave.
Why?
Because you don't hit it with the flat part. You go to punch
Oh,
it,
God
almost
damn
kind of
it.
forgetting you're holding the shield, and pow! And it falls over
This
dead.
man just caved in a goblin's face. Alright.
You're like gurgling like,
Yum.
Look over and I'm like,
We're getting gory in here.
yeah, I know, Jesus.
It's not you're up. Goblins are on deck.
Brilliant. Alright, so I'm going to attack the one that is still chilling in front of me.
Okay.
I'm pretty peeved. I don't let things slide, so. Okay. I rolled an 11. So let's see, 11 plus 6 is 17.
That hits.
And very nice. Oh. And then I'm going to longsword my sword. Since I did a backslash, I'm going to then kind of check my sword a little bit, grab it in the air, and I'm going to stab down as hard as I can. I'm trying to spear him.
Okay.
Alright,
Roll damage.
let's see. So we've got our d8 here.
Plus
2 plus 4, that's
6.
6. I really had to think about it.
So you said as you got it up here, you flip it around to the stabbing position. You bring it down, and the goblin that you're facing kind of stab him to the ground, and he's like spitting up blood, but he's still standing.
I'm just going to take a finger
He's
out.
spitting up Ken.
Would you like to use your shield to finish him off?
Oh.
Absolutely!
Roll a d20, add your strength bonus.
Okay. 18 plus 4. 22, yeah.
How do you hit him?
I'm going to, after the big stabby stab, I'm going to just let my sword go, and then I'm going to take my shield like this. I'm going to bring it around because I want some spin, and I'm just gonna whack him straight to the side, like boom.
So you bring the shield down and across his face, and he spins on your sword down to the ground. His
dreidel.
green
Oh my
black blood
God.
just oozing down your sword.
Jesus Christ.
Man.
So we're gonna go. Do you take him off the board?
I did.
Okay. It's Goblin C dead.
And then I yell sprinkler.
Goblins are up.
Oh, I'm so nauseous but so amused.
Give
The
me
one
more.
in front of
I need to
Paprika.
do
Shoot at Paprika.
Oh.
His bowstring snaps. It's a natural one. He pulls and the string snaps and it.
Luck is on our side.
And then the other bow one is going to shoot at Amano.
Voice cues for you, like
17 to hit.
it's so good.
It's perfect.
Thank you.
Oh, me?
Yes.
Yeah, you hit me.
Okay. For 3 points of damage.
Ouch.
This
Better
one-
than A.
He was focused on you,
Fair.
but he saw that the other goblins, because this all happens at the same time.
Mhm.
He saw the other goblins were taking care of you, so he shifted his aim to Amano, and right in the shoulder. I need you to roll a dexterity saving throw to hold on to your second sword.
Ooh.
Roll a d20.
That's my secret. Oh, isn't great.
Literally. Literally.
9.
Yeah, I'll allow it. It's close enough.
Close enough.
It falls a little bit, but I catch it.
There you go.
And I can turn it around. So one sword's like this, and it was like.
This
Now I
goblin
feel inherently insecure.
swing at Granati.
Please don't hit.
10 to hit. That misses.
Oh, thank God.
Goblin in front of Nemo is going to swing. 15 to hit.
Nope.
Misses. So they both kind of go at the same time, and you hear two shields go clang clang, and the goblins are like what?
Startle themselves.
And then obviously they watch you spin another goblin around on a sword, and they're like Amano, you're up.
Pinball.
Paprika, you're on deck.
Like that, baby, you're so powerful.
Amano, you're up.
Oh, yes.
He was enthralled by my display of dreidel.
I immediately. Which is the one that shot me?
That one next to the water.
Very angry with him.
Okay.
I turned and instantly dashed towards him and sliced like.
Okay, roll it.
All right. What is it plus? Thank you. It's 12.
Miss.
Crap. And the other one.
You need new dice, dude.
I have an array if you like dice jail. Put them in dice jail.
Yeah, 5.
I have a purple
Yeah,
one.
why don't you go ahead and
Here.
borrow some dice from somebody else too? Actually, I have a gift for
It's
you.
okay. I believe in my dice.
Unless there are nice ones to believe in.
Ooh. Oh. Ooh.
I've
Okay.
changed my decision
I
to
have
trust my
completely
dice.
changed my decision. It is not based on aesthetic. I swear.
It's okay. Half of us at this table do that anyway.
My only decisions are based on aesthetic. Only. Purely
So-
aesthetic decisions.
Paprika, it's your turn.
Since my glaive is down, I'm just kind of gonna spin it. I don't know, like you weren't watching, so
I
She
saw
does
it.
like a little dancer's move.
I do. I did
Use
a
the
little,
momentum from
yeah,
the swipes.
and then to slash down in the opposite
She's
direction.
doing some
Uh-huh.
qigong over here. She's like, I'm ready.
What?
That actually has a specific name, but I don't remember it.
Mhm.
I'll look it up later.
Wow, cool. A 7.
Misses. Did you want to do anything else?
I can't.
Do you have any bonus actions?
I get 1 attack.
Okay. The guards are still being useless.
What fucking guitar?
And I'm like, and this is why I'm going to be captain. I don't have
Orin,
competition.
It's your turn again.
All right, back to the sacred flame.
Back by the one, yes, the far one. It
Alright.
reaches from where I'm at, so I'm not gonna move.
Okay. Roll it.
Oh, yeah. You know that fun thing we always have to do.
20.
Natural.
Nat 20.
What is your damage die?
It's a D8. 1d8.
Okay.
Please be lucky. If I hit it and do a 1, that'd be bad.
4!
Doubled is 8. So
Yay!
once again, you go, and just like a small pillar of fire just descends in front of Paprika, and just whoosh turns this goblin into ash.
Obliterate it!
It's just the fire dies, and it's
The
just a
cleric
skeleton
is a tank.
holding its bow and arrow.
I smell
That kind of clatters down on top of itself. Nemo, you're up.
Okay.
Venati, you're on deck.
Got it.
Finally, I turn to the man who cut my nipple and I say, "It's your turn." 15.
That hits. Just barely.
Back.
This one. 7.
Alright. Oh, how did you say you hit him?
So after I got that one, I kind of look over, a little bit angry because he cut my nipple, and I go, whack, and I just kind of go for his neck.
Okay, so you pull the sword out of the other goblin
Yeah,
and attack the other neck.
yeah.
Get him. And you watch as he just gets covered in green and black ichor.
Yummy.
And he slumps down onto his knees and then straight down onto your boots.
The nectar of the week.
Are we down to 2?
Yeah, we're down to 2.
Alright.
Monster jelly.
Venati, you're up.
All right, here we go.
They're
I
showing
want
us.
to javelin.
Is the sound
You still have one right in front of you.
Oh, I still have one right in front. Oh, it's
You just-
right
yeah, you
behind
can't
my.
see.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
right behind your vision.
So
Our city is burning.
I'm going to direct. So I'm going to direct the attention, like as I'm grabbing my sword, to the goblin who's still next to me, and as I stare him down, I pull out my sword, and I'm gonna go for another backslash.
Okay.
What you doing?
There.
You guys also start
Huh?
to notice
No, that's
that
the wrong
Corbin's
person.
character
I was-
gets
oh,
a bit
that's you. That's
crazier
that's-
as more fire
Not
starts to light
As,
in the city.
So
as
roll,
more evil
roll your
people
attack,
catch on
Venati.
fire.
As more evil people get.
So I got 17
Plus,
plus.
it should say on your sheet next to your weapon.
Next
The
one over.
gray part in the very center.
Already did the math.
Oh, you did that
Yes,
already.
I
so
remembered this
total
time.
17.
So total
Got it.
17.
Look at you go.
Sorry.
One of that hits for sure.
And then I got a 5, and then plus 4. See, this time I didn't add it up, so I apologize. 11.
Yeah, so you look at him, you kind of give that little
No,
smirk.
9, not 11.
You give that little smirk that you gave before. You just pull it out. You just gut him. Just. And he
I
goes-
love my job.
He kind of looks at it. What's that?
See how he.
Ooh, pulls it into him, trying to bite you, and then just dies.
I'm trying to get you.
He's hanging there. He's like,
There's one more.
all right.
It's nice when they get close enough so that you can see the light
It's
leave
his
their
turn,
eyes.
isn't it?
It is his turn, and in his panic, he's gonna turn and try to jump into the water.
No.
Drown, bitch.
But
Drown.
notice I said he did not disengage. Amano, take your attack of opportunity.
Yes. All right.
You need a javelin?
What? One.
That's gonna be a no.
Oh my god.
Not one.
No.
All right. So
Put those in dice jail too.
you can give me those metal dice.
I think it's just me.
The
So he jumps into the water.
I'm
And
like,
he's beginning to swim away in the haste. But
How far does he get? Because that's 5, and then it's double,
right,
right?
it gets 2 more squares. There. Paprika, it's your turn.
Wonderful. He's in the water.
He's running.
Go get him.
But he's in the water.
Yes.
Do you have any distance? Oh, you can maybe magic him. Oh no, you have
I
to
can't
prepare
magic
it, that's
him.
right.
I do have. No, I don't.
Spear? Oh no,
But I
that's
can't
when you
throw like a
hold.
javelin.
Yeah, that's right.
If I stand on the very edge, I can stand on the very edge.
She's gonna go fishing.
You're 5 feet away.
What?
Oh, wait,
It's
she can.
you'd have to
Is
stand
that-
in the
It's
water.
10. my glaive has a 10 reach.
Yeah, that's 2 squares.
5 feet away.
Oh,
So you'd be at 15 while he.
I mean, you can.
You can
What
hop
does
in the
my
water and
spear
poke him.
have?
You know, I actually should
You
have
can
jabbed
throw
with
your
the one
spear.
that was
I
farther away.
can?
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought the spear and the
Yeah.
glaive were the
Done
same
that.
thing.
I
Yeah,
actually
I
did.
completely tried to get away, and I'm like, I
Throw
Okay.
it into the water.
But if I'm using it as a spear, I use the
With the
spear
water.
bonuses, right?
No, I mean,
Well, because you labeled them differently.
it was a mistake in the thing. In
I
the
think it's
on
because
the
it can
thing.
do both piercing and slashing.
Yeah,
Oh wait, they are.
Yeah, they're different.
but you use the same damage die.
As the glaive.
Yeah,
Okay.
if you throw it.
Okay. Yeah, I'd like
But
to take...
how deep is the water?
It's like 3 or 4 feet.
Okay.
Because he's on the edge of it, right?
Yeah.
I'd like to step up to the edge of the water. Sorry, give me a second. And I'd like to just throw my spear, I guess.
Okay. Roll it.
Give it a whirl, girl.
I'm just trying to decide which dice you're gonna fuck me over this time.
You can use mine.
You know what? You've been rolling pretty decent.
Corbin
right?
does.
Well,
You can do
that's
something.
But I'm using it as I don't get the attack bonus of the spear though. I just use my glaive attack bonus. I mean, it's not gonna make a difference. I don't hit either way.
What is total if you use both? Each one.
Oh well, if the glaive attack bonus, it's a 10 or it's a 12. So neither of them hit. So it doesn't really matter.
He's helpless because he's running.
He's in the water. He can't really
You
dodge.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh. Why? Thank you.
I shot.
So roll
Oh,
and
and
more
then you
damage
roll
dice.
this one.
1d10. No, I set it down. It's 1d10 plus 2. I remember what a d10 looks like. Don't at me. Oh
9.
shit!
Look at that.
11.
11.
Mhm.
You got him.
Impaled. Impaled.
Yeah. So
I
got
see that and I'm like,
chariots of
yeah!
fire and shit. Do, 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 do. And now he's in the waves and kind of just.
Can I just like very mercilessly go and retrieve my treasured glaive?
Just
Yeah.
Real quick.
You just grab the spear in your teeth.
I just wade into the water and I just kind of pull it out and I'm like,
And he floats
it
away.
Yeah.
sucks to
It's
suck,
a little
dude.
it's a little stuck in the rock underneath. So you have to like
Oh my gosh.
you. And as you pull it, it splits them in half, and he like floats. up
I'm
in
like
the water.
screaming triumphantly, like, this feels so good. Like, no prisoners taken.
You and me are just like.
Yeah!
Well, like I'm also
So-
having a dilemma right now because since we're out of combat, do you mind if I make this statement?
Not at all.
Dejan? I'm having this dilemma because the forest that I grew up in, I had forest-dwelling goblins that look very similar to these, who were peaceful, who I spoke with, who I traded goods with. So, like, I'm having this dilemma of, like, yes, it's great, we won the battle, whoop-de-doo, but also, like, shit, like, these people look like friends that I had.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and
So
that's,
she's like torn. You're torn
I'm-
up about it.
I'm very hollow right now. I'm just kind of, like, doing what needs to be done, and that's it.
This is
I'm like ready
Yes.
to extract the bones and snort them for dinner. You know
Oh
what
my
I'm saying?
God.
Like, I
So,
have no dilemma.
So as you guys finish up your little battle, you still hear
Little.
your little section of the
Most of
battle.
us almost died. But
Yeah, it was like...
You see now that there are kind of smoke plumes coming from around the city.
You're almost dead, like...
But it looks like in other parts of the town, the guards are actually doing their jobs.
Oh, good.
Except.
I won't have to punish them later.
Yeah.
These two are
Hey
losing
guys,
their
what's
fucking
your
jobs.
names real quick? I'm just
So,
gonna.
Names and badge numbers, please.
about an hour later, it seems
For
like
real, though.
the
For real.
the commotion's died down.
To give them.
The goblins have been pushed back. But there's kind of a somber feeling around. We were played.
Yeah, we
You
come
guys-
down from the high of winning and we're like, oh.
And I'm already there. I'm already like...
What do you guys want to do now that the commotion has died down?
I'm gonna throw up into the water.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go check on like my men, the civilians,
Okay.
I'm just like hands
anybody
on
injured in the area.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
at the edge of
popping
the
down
water,
on my ass
hands
and, like,
and
holding
knees.
my
My guy's like,
side because
throwing
I'm
up the
literally
water.
still like.
Yeah, no,
Feeling-
I'm still like bleeding out, but I'm like, you guys are more important than I am. You good?
Basically, I'm on my hands and knees in the shallows of the water, puking my guts out, because that's the first time I've ever had to kill a humanoid being. Like, that's the first I've been hunting
Right.
and killed animals for food and sustenance.
You did real good for never killing the.
No, I've been trained in self-defense
Yeah.
by my
The
mom.
adrenaline
But
kicked
it's
in.
different. It's different from an animal.
But then,
from
like,
something
after the
that has a
battle, I'm
little more of a
like, wow,
consciousness.
I killed a person who had a life and possibly a family. It helps that I am currently also fucking nauseous because you give the goriest fucking description.
You know what I love is I just imagined, you know in anime how whenever like a pretty girl throws up, it's like a rainbow.
Glitter, yeah.
Literally is what I imagine when she throws up.
So
Like,
let's
what's that? Oh.
And
I
I'm
need
sometimes over
somebody
by the water, and I'm like a little.
to
like,
roll percentile dice.
It's okay.
I gotcha.
Let it all out.
it like it also has those like sparkly sound effects going on.
Yes.
89%.
All right.
that
So
a bad
about 11% of the attendees of the festival were killed,
Holy
Jeez, we
shit.
weren't quick enough.
and it's not yours was just your small battle in an overall raid that came from multiple parts of the city.
Can I do a perception
Well,
check
also-
to see if there's anyone nearby that I can spare the
Jamie,
dying?
you're like,
Sure thing. What were you gonna say?
This isn't
Yeah.
probably the only the entire population of Ship's Haven isn't going to fit
Right.
around these two tables in this stage. Like there are probably places like this all around town
Right.
with different heads of community doing the song and speech. Like
This is just the
This is
main
just
stage.
the main stage. But like there's probably a group by the farmers market where the person who founded or manages the farmers market did the speech and song and like all that jazz.
So,
They're fucking dead now.
Yeah.
can I also
what
make
was your perception?
Oh, it was 13.
Anybody who was attacked by a goblin that isn't outright dead has already been tended to in this area.
Okay.
It looks like
Corbin,
the
I could
members.
use your help.
Yeah. She's,
Yeah.
I
Venati
can't
could use your
cast any more. You're not gonna die though.
No.
I
Say that in character.
I
I
can
can't
do
cast
it.
But
you're not
Yeah,
gonna
come over to me and
Venati,
be
you
like,
also have
hey,
lay on
I'm
hands.
bleeding.
you can heal. You can literally go and heal yourself.
Facts.
You have lay on hands. So
No, but it means something when somebody else does it.
Yeah, come over to my puking body in the shallows and just be like, hey,
So,
bud, I know
heal
you're going through
anybody-
like a traumatic
anybody who
crisis right now.
You've been
was
playing too much Fire Emblem.
anybody who is injured is not close to dying,
Cool.
and anybody who was close to dying is already dead.
Jesus.
Nice. So I can't save anyone.
Except Venati.
Yeah.
Still dying.
I'm in the corner and I'm like
And-
trying to get my magic working. I'm like,
You were gonna say roll. You were gonna say you want to roll perception too.
See if any of you said all the people that needed help were already getting help,
Yes.
but I wanted to check on my fishing crew.
Okay. Go ahead.
10 perception, 12.
They're beat up, but they're not anywhere close to dying. Like they look like there's some blood. They're roughed up, but they're not on the verge of death.
We're also covered in.
I would like to also I would like to stand from the water and kind of turn and make a perception check of the bodies of the goblins that we killed for any repeated markings or
Investigation.
emblems or
They're gonna investigate the
Roll
bodies.
investigation.
which one of y'all is gonna fuck me up?
Was anybody else looking for anybody in particular?
yeah, we're getting to double digits.
Oh,
What did
no,
I
I'm just
do?
kind of.
Investigate.
I don't-
11.
I guess I will.
Fine. Is that just a second?
Okay.
Alright.
What are you rolling for?
Who are you rolling for?
Oh,
She was the one investigating. You can do anything else you want to do.
oh, never mind. I'm not rolling for anything then.
Okay.
Sorry.
So
She really just-
Amato's kind of just sitting on the end of the dock.
I'm sitting and I'm consoling her. I'm like, it's okay.
I stood up and I was just like,
Patting her on the back a little
I might
bit.
throw up
But
again, but like,
I'm mostly just like grumpy because I didn't do anything in the fight.
You'd be pretty upset though that your outfit is like trash.
And it's trash too. My outfit is completely ruined.
and I look at Amano as he's fucking complaining about his outfit, and I'm like,
No, I'm not actually.
Are you, okay,
It's
I was like,
this is an inner monologue. I'm going
okay,
like,
because I was gonna be like, people fucking died tonight, bitch.
Yeah,
no,
but he's
this is me
exposed to
being a
this.
whiny baby on the inside. Because
Internally.
because I also know that things are going on.
So,
Okay.
when you walk back into the festival grounds, I need everybody to roll perception.
Can you
11?
feel the death?
19.
That seems like it's
One,
only
two.
Oh, there you go.
It was almost a 20.
Well, now it's a 2.
It was cocked before you touched it. Go ahead and reroll it.
Here, okay. Thank you.
What's your perception?
Oh yeah. So
Oh
fun.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's the fucking Kool-Aid Man.
So Nemo 11, Avano 4, Venati.
I have 5 with no extras.
Okay, so pretty good.
22.
19.
Okay. So as you re-enter the main like feast festival area, those with more than 10 see a familiar man with a red breastplate on, holding something covered by a blanket to his chest.
It's the swordfish.
Okay, can we just quickly, sorry, really quick out of character because the swordfish was brought up. Cam's shirt is covered in swordfish. We went and he saw that and was like, I need this because swordfish was mentioned one single fucking time, so I'm going to base an entire outfit around that.
Good.
And I just think that's
As God intended it.
that's a point out worthy just fate.
Yes.
I'm just
Alright, back into the moment.
back
You
in
can
the
see.
yes, so back to the death.
Okay, so as
Sadness.
as part of
Operatic music in the background.
the extended guard of the town, I would go over to the guard captain probably immediately
These little bits.
if he needs assistance.
He's rocking back and forth, sobbing into this. It's a body, obviously, wrapped in a sheet.
Oh, is it a child?
It's not just any child. It's his child. Killed,
Whose child?
states.
Well, fuck.
Killed in the raid. This is an hour or two after the initial raid started.
Oh, okay. So we just time skipped.
Yeah, a little bit.
We've been attending
So
to
I
all
haven't
this
seen
and-
this though because I didn't roll a 10.
No,
Or is it apparent now?
As soon as I walked over, you'd be like,
Basically, I saw Stain and I went,
So
we-
I'm immediately like, the color runs out of my face because I
What
know
color?
this child. Oh!
oh my god!
Okay, so if you don't remember, I'm albino. That's where the joke came from. But, so,
you take some of my.
literally, I go from like white to like sick gray. Like, I am distraught. Like, my heart is immediately broken because I know, like, how much this child means to him. And I know the child personally. So, and I immediately have a thought flash across my mind, like, I didn't do good enough.
And I would probably know the child.
But I
as well.
also, I think
Everyone-
everybody but Amana would know the child.
I'm gonna put a hand on his shoulder and just kind of stand there in like.
Because we definitely all run over because we know the guy.
Right. While you three did not know the child personally, you knew of him. Venati was the only person who's been to the captain's house and has met the child.
The child.
I was starting to train them, and that was part of, like, me, like, wanting to be captain of the guard.
Right.
It's
They
like,
the child had entered training for being part of the city guard because they start early.
exactly.
Um,
And me wanting to be a huge part of that, I was like, ooh, I'll start him. Like, I'll start
Because
him.
the way you saw it was once Stain is done, it's my turn, and then at the end of my turn, it'll be
It's,
his.
yeah, exactly.
Um,
So this is like my apprentice. I'm heartbroken.
so there's not a lot that can be done at this point to console Stain. I literally rolled dice to see what happened, and his child did not survive. It was there's not a lot of blood on the blanket, but it's obvious that it was a pretty intense thing that happened.
Yeah.
And Stain has a cut across his face and his hair that was previously kind of bushy and tied back has been cut short on one side, and now something that a lot of people didn't know is that he has elf ears. And so Vith Stain stands there not as the captain of the guard, but as a heartbroken father.
Yeah.
What do you guys
Honestly, I'm weeping with him.
I'm
I'm
still,
standing at a
yeah.
distance, but I can't move.
I'm still standing there, like, in silent respect.
I throw up again.
Makes sense.
I'm just being
Valid.
honest.
Valid.
She's very vulnerable right now. All right, she may not have known the kid, but like, there's a dead child
kid,
right there. She's gonna throw up.
So, to just backtrack for 1 second, you asked if you could find any specific markings on these goblins. They all had a very similar tattoo,
Okay.
and it was of. The best way to describe it is it was like a puff of smoke.
Okay. Do I have
That
knowledge
looks-
of this, or can I check history or insight or something?
I have history.
It looked like this.
It's like a wisp.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can go ahead and insight.
Insight.
Yeah.
Okay. 16, 20, modified 20.
Modified 20.
Yeah. You're just gonna come whisper it to me? I'm still throwing up. But I will, relay that information momentarily.
Oh, okay.
Just a little busy right now. A little preoccupied. Just like,
I'm standing off to the side, kind of looking away.
Who failed the perception check last time?
I think I did.
Yeah, it was just Amano and
Yeah.
Benati.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll one now.
6.
We'll go with that. As you were kind of because yes, you feel bad, but you're not invested in the situation. As you turn around, you look down the main street, and you can see that the blacksmith shop is on fire.
my son.
Is it just those two who see it, or do all of us?
Only he sees it
Only
right
he
now.
sees it.
What do you say?
You seem to be the most conscious, or you and Corbin, I kind of like tap your shoulder.
I'm like praying.
I tap your shoulder and I point to.
You wouldn't tell the person who has a connection with the boy?
Yeah, that's my
Yes.
son.
We all had a
This is our
connection.
child.
We all have a connection. I'm telling the person who I know will be the most level-headed to finding out about that.
So I look up, I see it, and I was
And he
looking
knows
down
you guys
before,
are,
but
so
as
I'm
I look
looking
up,
first.
you can just
I
see
know.
across my face. I am at this point of realizing that that is not on fire. I'm enraged, just so angry that this is happening for practically no reason that we know of, and I just break out in a full Olympic sprint towards the blacksmith shop.
Do I have to roll perception to see him run?
Yeah, do we all see him?
You
run?
just see me
You all
just.
see him take off.
I put it together. I see him. I see the direction he's running. Do I have to roll for perception to
No.
see if I like?
It's because once you look at him, because it was just that you guys were all focused on Stain. This is the only reason that he was because he was not necessarily involved. So he was kind of casting his gaze around, which is why he was able to see the thing on fire. So now that you've all turned to face where he's running,
As
now you can
screaming,
see the smoke coming from the blacksmith.
Valkyr, support me, and I'm
for
just.
a quick sec, and I also start running.
Yeah, I'm immediately in a sprint.
Yeah.
I can't lose.
I do have created. I also have prepared Creator Destroy Waters.
Okay.
Okay.
So you know that scene
Where do
in
you-
Infinity War when Captain and Black Panther are running at the
Yes.
front of the army? That's you guys right now.
Yes.
You're
Yes, it
full,
is.
full dead sprint toward the blacksmith
I'm
shop.
running as fast as my chubby legs can take
And
me.
you two are kind of behind them,
As fast as your chubby legs can
And
do.
Amano
As I am
is
also
saying
kind of
something.
like.
Yeah, I'm following behind.
Right.
kind of invested, but also kind of paying attention.
You're
to what's
also
going on
like,
around me.
what the fuck, man?
Yeah, you're like, this is a lot.
I'm like, this is a lot to
I just
process.
got
Like
here.
a lot of people that I just recently met and sort of thought.
Can I immediately? How? What's the range?
Don't like this.
30
On
feet.
what?
Create and destroy water.
Create- it's 30 feet.
30 feet. So they're gonna get there first. So what do you guys want to do?
I'm searching for the boy.
Is the
I
the
mean-
building's just engulfed?
Yes. No. I mean no. Yes and no. The top of it is on fire
Mhm.
and has kind of fallen in
Mhm.
because it's more of a like a kiosk with like a tarp with a canvas tarp over it.
I'm going.
Okay,
in.
I'm going to take
And then as soon as they're done with their action, you guys.
Yeah.
I'm going to
figured.
kind of take my shirt and hike it up so that way I have smoke protection.
Okay.
And then I'm going to charge in shield first.
Okay. Venati, what do
I'm
you
not
do?
as composed as that. Because I do have some heavy armor on and I don't want it to get hot. I'm just ripping the stuff off so I can get inside there.
Okay. It's
I
gonna
feel
take
like you would
2
have
minutes
been
to take
doing.
chainmail
No,
off.
I feel like she would have been doing that as she was running.
Yeah.
Okay.
As soon as you see it's on fire,
Because
you
that,
start.
I'm sorry.
Already
I don't mean
stripping
to.
off.
I don't mean to argue with your.
Okay.
what you
Also,
said.
No,
I
if
just-
anything,
No, it's good.
you're inputting
It's
something
all
that
I just feel like
should
it's
have
a
thought of.
That's
character
good.
thing that you would have done.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's
I'm already like getting it. I'm charging in there. I'm not concerned about my well-being. I'm not being as smart as you are.
Yeah, but I would think I was ahead of you, so I'm the first one in the building. Like,
Yeah.
It does
Alright,
take you a
see.
little extra
Alright.
time to get your armor off, so yes, you're in first.
Yeah. So, as you enter this little kiosk,
Mhm.
you see that. Actually, just roll perception. Both of you.
As they're doing that, can I roll to do my water thing? Because I
Oh,
would be.
it
Nat
just
20.
happens.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, this makes sense. I got a 1. I'm still freaking out. I'm not seeing things clearly. I'm like
Oh, trap.
all in my feels.
Something was thrown in the forge.
It better not be my child, or I swear to God, I'm
it, like,
fucking done right
Like
now.
it was something was thrown in and shut, and the door was shut.
is that all that I see?
That's everything. There's nobody else here.
Okay, I'm going to fling open the forge.
As you fling open the forge, there's 3 goblin corpses. Just
Okay.
Yay.
I'm going to shut the forge again and begin to look around the shop for
Yeah,
any
I'm
signs of
crying
trouble.
in some form
okay.
of relief.
You see it, but I really quick got to do this.
Got it.
Venati, what's your AC?
AC.
18.
But she took her armor off.
Yeah.
Oh.
So my
So
my health
you're-
right now is like 4.
So it's
I'm gonna die in here, dude.
8 plus dexterity
Why didn't you just
plus
yourself
proficiency
harassment
bonus
you?
plus shield. So
8 plus
8.
dexterity. I don't have any dexterity.
No dexterity bonus.
Yeah.
plus
plus
proficiency, which might be 2, right?
Yeah,
right,
it's
right
2.
Yes, it's
below,
2.
right next to the strength modifier.
And then plus your shield is
Plus
2
2.
more. So it's 12.
Okay.
So you see it coming,
Mhm.
which in turn you looking at it makes it so that she sees it coming.
Thank you.
Somebody with a forge hammer is coming after you, like directly behind you, but they rolled a natural 1, so the head slips off as they try to.
And I think I also would immediately try to react.
So the thing kind of hits the floor and he looks up, and there's Johnny.
My baby.
And now they are arriving.
I
Okay, so
immediately put out the fire with.
Yeah, so we already touched on that. So
The building is no longer burning.
rain dance.
I look at you and I just go.
I run up to
And then I
Princess
go
Carrie the
support,
boy
but
like
I'm
I'm
yeah,
like,
exactly. I do
I'm-
the same thing. I put my sword away,
We're
and we
going to
both
pick him up.
we're ushering Johnny
Yeah.
out of the building.
Where's the place?
You like open up the door.
Doesn't matter.
If he is still alive, we're gonna pretend like we never know.
If he's still alive, we're just gonna be like, oh no,
So
fire!
there were, like I said, there were 3 goblin corpses like stacked on top of each other,
Mhm.
like charred and burnt in this forge.
Johnny's fucking.
I was about to say, if my boy did that,
And what you can see that wound on his face,
Mhm.
as much as you did treat it,
Mhm.
it's starting to kind of fester.
Oof.
We're
At
gonna have to
least
fix
some
that.
of us have healing abilities.
A medical check. You just put some.
I do have a medicine
alcohol.
check.
So now you two are outside the thing, as well as you, Amano.
Yes.
are we still going through the burnt house because we're
It's a
squaring
small
it's
stall.
just a little stall.
So we
you
pretty
already
much
said
grab
you
him
brought
and then we walk out the front of the
perfect,
stall.
So we're out.
Yeah, there was nobody else in the stall.
Okay.
I would say we just set him on the curb where there's no fire or
Can I
goblins.
analyze
Yeah, agreed.
Venati's condition versus Johnny's condition?
Sure.
Good choice.
Roll medicine.
Okay.
19.
21 modified.
Dude.
So
duh.
yes,
I said 21.
you can definitely tell. Venati is in much worse shape than
Okay,
Johnny is.
I'm just gonna go up to Venati and do Cure Wounds, which is a 1d8 plus spellcasting ability modifier.
Okay, which is
My ability is Wisdom.
is it? What does it say?
Their
on
ability
your
modifier
sheets?
should be at the top.
Yeah,
That's
So-
spell attack bonus. The modifier.
is
The same
This one?
one?
yes.
Okay, so it's 2.
So it's a D8 plus 2. You said.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
5.
So regain 5 hit points, Venati.
Sorry, I was.
Regain 5 hit points, please.
Oh, thank God. Sorry, I'm spacing out because I feel so awful. 'Cause I'm dying.
She's going through a lot right now.
That's nice.
I'm not nice. Shut up.
I don't care.
So Johnny has been found.
Just telling everyone.
Rez,
Kinda.
I mean, he wasn't really in any danger
He was in a burning shop
other than
still.
the shop was burning. So you found Johnny. What else do you guys want to do?
I'm having a moment where I'm like decompressing, so I'm letting her heal me, and I'm just kind of like, oh.
I'm
Taking a
trying not to
second.
throw up again.
Yeah.
I'm not opening my mouth to do anything, not even speak,
I'm like
because I'm not.
pathetically reaching out to the boy, but I'm like basically useless right now.
I'm
I'm
not
going
opening my
to-
mouth just because I'm afraid that if I open it, words won't come out. More vomit
Throw
will.
I'm gonna ask Johnny, where's the blacksmith?
And he kind of leans in and goes,
We can kill him now and take care of all
he
the
took off for the farmer's market. It was on fire. He took my best hammer and went. Along with the rest of our workers. They grabbed any weapons they could that we had. They just took off. I was told to stay.
All right,
Protect the shop.
that's not really our problem right now. We should probably do a damage assessment. So we're in the middle of like that main street.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anybody who needs help in this area?
Roll perception.
I'll
20
look around
again.
as well.
Natural.
Yes. I see all.
There are a few people who seem to be injured, but their family are taking care of them.
Okay, so nobody's like trapped in shops with goblins
No.
coming in.
The goblins have all cleared out by now.
Okay.
No one around with 0 HP that needs saving from dying.
Nobody is like unconscious,
Okay.
but there is obviously a lot of pain, not death, but pain happening on the street.
Can I inform them of my knowledge of this?
That's up to you.
Okay, well,
Yes, you may.
I'm gonna. Would you just say it?
Right. Okay. So she would inform you all that they all had the same tattoo on their back. That they're all part of a goblin cult called the Will of the Wisps. And she would draw out.
But I would have seen these goblins, at least some goblins like these before in
Yes.
my forest. Wow, this is even more personal.
Go ahead and pass that around.
Let's hope they didn't like kill my family while they were at it. It's like it's a little
smoky
wisp.
on their back.
Little wisp.
Wisp.
Oh yes.
Wisp.
Look at the wisp.
Wisp.
Roll history.
Cool wisp.
Me?
Cool
Or
wisp.
who?
Amaro.
Oh shit, I need this.
History.
+3.
+3 to history. Nice.
You recognize it. It's not. It's
I
something
even
that
thought of the way it looks.
you've seen in your home country, in the Eastern Dynasty.
You
You've
guys-
seen people with this.
You
tattoo.
guys see that I have an emotional reaction to looking at it.
Yeah. There's
like
a there's
a bit
a
of like a.
in his eyes. There's a hint of recognition.
What do you see? What do you know?
Yeah, share with the class.
What are they called again?
The will of the wisps.
The will of
Will
the
of the wisps.
will of the wisps. It's the will of the wisps. It's they're an organization.
A cult.
And everybody, what is everybody's history scores?
Oh, mine's pretty high.
+2.
4. Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I can't.
Wait, for what?
Here. 0.
His history.
They have deep roots within politics.
She is +1. I have
+1?
+4.
Okay, so anybody who has a bonus in history would know that the Wisps are ancient Fey deities that were worshipped on this continent before the Pantheon. They're technically Archfey. They're seen as Archfey. They are unkillable. They are undying. They live forever through story, and as long as they are remembered, they will never die. And for a long time, a lot of people thought that you would be informed of all this as time goes on. They were thought to have been extinct because for so long the Pantheon has existed, and they didn't think that anybody still worshipped the Wisps. However, over time, it became more and more clear, at least in the Eastern Dynasty, that the Wisps were returning to power. They were regaining their former strength and starting to gain followers again. And obviously now they have spread their influence to Ardingard. Alright, so as the day rolls on after the Goblin raid, the city takes stock of what is missing, of people who have expired,
They did.
and many other various things that happen after a raid like this. Vith Stain has disappeared into his chambers for the day, and is nowhere to be found. Johnny, the blacksmith page, was saved from a burning building and is now sitting at the festival table, one of the festival tables with you. From all over the city, crowds have begun to gather in this area looking for an explanation. Where did these goblins come from? How did they, get into the city? Where were the guards? Are the questions that are being asked?
Why were the guards so fucking useless?
And why were some of the guards so useless? And Harbor Master Bequat has called a meeting in the town square where he's going to address all these things. But you have some time before that.
I'm going to go into this area, and I'm going to drop my sword and shield, and I'm going to start piling the bodies of the goblins we defeated, so that way they're not just spread across the ground and cause panic.
The two guards that were over there
Yeah.
by the burning building, they're helping you by putting blankets
Okay.
over the.
So we kind of drag them all into this square over here, and we
Why don't you go ahead and actually put them in there?
Dead bodies.
So
Did we drag one out of the water? Or
No,
was it just
no.
there's one that's in water.
It just floated away.
Then we launched 2 into the water, so 2 of them floated away. Or would we have fished them out so that we?
The one that she speared would have floated away
Okay.
in the tide. And the one that she split into 2 and sent flying into the water also would have been.
Cool. So 2 less than what there was, but there's a pile of goblins there.
Sorry, really quick question. Can I telepathically commune with my crow since it's my familiar, or do I have to verbally?
You have to verbally.
Okay.
Only-
Well, I'm off on the side, just kind of like sitting on the ground, just kind of like speaking, having a one-sided conversation with my crow about like the random shit, probably not even pertaining to what just happened. Because I'm having a crisis. That's what I'm doing. That's it.
We probably would have been searching the goblins for any evidence or anything. What would we find on their bodies?
Rather interestingly, they weren't carrying much. They didn't have a ton of gold. They didn't have, like, their weapons were super crude, kind of forged out of just whatever metal they could find. They weren't really wearing any armor. I mean, they were wearing leather. They weren't wearing leather armor. Like leather jackets and patches of like patchwork leather.
So they're not top tier of whatever organization. Oh no, they're grunts.
Right. They are for sure.
And they still almost murdered us.
Marked.
So Nemo and his 2 guards over there are rounding up the bodies. Don't find a whole ton. What is everybody else doing?
I am just sitting there, like, processing, I'm still sitting on the little ledge outside the blacksmith shop, processing everything that's just happened. Like, I feel like this is the strongest emotional hit that I've taken in a while. And I've kind of got one hand on the boy, on Johnny, and I'm just, like, making sure that he's still there, and that he's alive, and that he's okay. Like, I'm not saying anything, but I'm like, I'm grabbing onto him, and I'm like, don't move. Don't go anywhere.
Don't go anywhere, Johnny.
He's not. In fact, what he's doing is he is sit on the bench next to you and he's leaning on your shoulder.
Hey, Sweepy.
My boy. In this time that they've been sitting there, there has been some time where somebody came around and put some medicine on his facial scar, and it seems like it's already starting to clear up whatever the infection was.
Perfect. Good shit.
Orin, are you going to go check into the temple?
Yes, I'm going to go back to the temple to see if everyone's okay there.
You find a lot of dead goblins.
Oh, boy, flick him up.
And the high cleric sitting in his chair. Yeah, sect. Cool. Sitting in his chair at the head, kind of. Orin, my boy. Come.
Hurry over.
Oh no.
He's not hurt.
Touchy.
He's obviously been in a battle. Like, he's hurt, right? He's got like cuts on his arms, but he's not like. There's nothing like in his area to imply that he's going to die.
Good.
He's a stubborn old dragonborn. He's not going to just kick it from this. Yeah. Right. Orin. Such a good lad. But I think it's time that you went out on mission.
On mission? To where?
To wherever. Go and see the world, my boy.
He's having a fucking midlife crisis and doesn't want fucking Orin to have to do the same. Jesus Christ.
I don't want you to be stuck in this temple like I was for the next 100 years.
Jesus fucking Christ.
So I want you to go with your new friends and find where in this world you belong.
This man just said, I really kind of hate where I ended up in my life, and I really don't want you to hate yours, so please leave.
I can live for 200 years.
We're not friends.
100 years?
I like how I'm not in this.
You're not there.
But I'm also at the temple, so he's not giving me the go ahead.
No, but you're over counting bodies. Orin is near the temple.
Yeah, but he's still my boss, so I'm just saying that, like, he's giving me the okay. I'm still.
You're off in the distance.
Can I take my Nemo?
How do you want to say?
Did I mean anything to you?
What am I, chocolate?
Well, certainly from this port town, I may need a captain along the way.
Why don't you take Nemo?
Fucking iconic.
He's got that fishing boat. He's a hard worker.
And I'm rather small. He's rather big, so I kind of like having him around.
He'll be a good fit.
Size difference dynamic.
Short king.
True.
You see that there's like around the altar, there's just dead goblins. Just
Before I go, might I help clean up?
yes.
Okay.
That would be really shitty.
He's like,
Except like, yeah, he goes to stand up and you hear every bone in his body go.
Oh man.
Old man. That boy.
He is.
he's like a bionicle. Snap, 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 snap.
I think I was gonna say something, but I don't remember.
Oh, that's fine.
So,
I think it was like a snarky ass fucking comment.
so
Not like about anybody. Just in general.
he's doing the piling, following Venati, who is comforting Johnny, and in turn being comforted by Johnny. Orin, who is helping clean up the temple.
Saying goodbyes.
What are Paprika and Amano doing?
She
I'm
was
having
talking
a
over.
very, very early midlife crisis. Like really early. A midlife crisis. Talking to my crow like I'm having an actual fucking conversation.
Gotcha. Okay.
Talking basically just like I've seen this before, like that symbol, like you remember it, right? Yeah, right? Like just having a she's just holding her hand out, Pepper's on her hand, and she's just like, I knew I recognized it. I'm glad I'm not the only one. And just like fucking she's just having a time right now.
So what is
She needs a
Amano doing?
minute.
Amano is he's gone back to the ship, back to his quarters, and he's putting on his gear because times like this he usually just gets ready for what's happening next. He's kind of processing what's happened. He's not too involved, but at the same time, it's like these people he's just met that he's kind of at least attached himself in some way, like business or otherwise, and they're all kind of suffering right now, and so he's never had to be that guy, the shoulder guy, and so he just doesn't know how to do it. He's kind of run off, and yeah.
Makes sense.
So when you go back to your ship, it becomes apparent that your ship was hit too.
Yo, how's your sake?
Two of your
It's all that stuff is sold.
Oh, okay.
two of your tatami sails have been slashed, and you only have 3. So
Sticking with us.
You stuck out,
you're
bitch.
stuck for at least until you can find somebody to either repair or replace the sails.
So I walk into my quarters. Has anything been stolen or taken?
Your manifest is missing. The manifest you looked at before. And roll investigation to find anything else.
Okay. So 1.
Do you want to borrow
Modified one.
some of my dice?
Modified 1. No, it's okay. I just used the wrong one. Or it wasn't the wrong one, I just used one. And this is what I got.
So on initial inspection, you don't find anything missing. But there's a at the door.
I don't know why that fucking startled me, Jesus.
Is that hard?
Solid.
Amano goes to the door and kind of like unsheaths a little bit, and he's like, "Who is it?"
It's first mate, sir.
Oh, good, you're not dead.
Opens the door.
He's got a new scar down the side of his face.
Very fetching.
Do you have an assessment of the damages?
It's not great, sir. They got down into the bilge, and they tore open a hole. I don't know how. It's rather big, but
Shoot through it.
we found goblin parts kind of scattered around. Looks like one of them might have had some kind of explosive.
All right. Well, make sure all the men are accounted for.
Behind him, you can see there's 3 bodies covered with blankets.
And did we only lose 3 men today, or were there more casualties?
3 dead, 7 injured.
All right. Get the injured as much as they need from the town around. anyone strong enough help out with what's going on within the town and report back to me.
Very good, sir. Are you? What about your mission?
I'll proceed with that. Give me a little time.
Of course.
But report back to me when you've done.
One last thing.
Oh yeah.
And he looks really nervous about this last part. The ship's coffers were raided. All of our gold is gone.
Kylo Ren moment. Destroy the house.
You have no sails left.
Well, he had a
I'll
bit
take
on
care.
him though too, didn't he?
I'll take care of that.
He had
You-
he had this sold. So you have 1,000 to put back in the coffer, but the 10,000 sent with you from the Eastern Dynasty
It's all
is
gone.
is
Yeah.
gone.
Yeah.
What little bitches.
Mm-hmm.
Well, here's the 1,000 that we have. Do with this what's necessary to help the men repair the ship. That'll all happen in due course. Don't worry too much about the ship. Worry about the men first. Anything we can help with in the immediate area in the town that doesn't take too much of our time. Do that as well, or have that taken care of in a way, and then report back to me tomorrow. I'm going to go back to my colleagues.
Shall I send word to Queen Mumi?
Yes. Tell her almost everything's gone, and that we haven't found anything yet of the missing persons.
Very well.
But assure her that I will take care of it on my honor.
Very well.
Honor.
And he turns and starts to walk up to the captains at the deck.
You might want to angle your camera down just a little bit. It's just really
Right.
Sorry.
And
it's just a little bit of an odd angle. So,
What, my camera?
yeah, it's angled a little. Just down. Sorry.
Good.
The image popped into my head of what I saw when I was back there. It was just a little bit of an odd angle.
So he turns back and do I have all my equipment though, like my bow that I didn't have
you got all
because
that.
I didn't
Everything
have
that's on you.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're fine.
And also I had the
Even
banquet evening attire on, and now I
Even
want
if
to
they
change
took your
that.
bow, the one that you had been using, you have an armory on this ship.
Yeah.
So there would be more bows for you to take.
Okay. So I grab a bow, and then I grab what resembles like my hood and my mask again, and then I start to make my way back to the group, and then I guess we're going to someone else's story or someone else's side of the
As you all kind of reconvene in the main area, once again on the stage, up by the podium, comes Bekwat, the Turtle Harbor Master, accompanied very closely by Vid Stain, Captain of the Guard.
Poor baby.
Stain is carrying a flag that you guys have seen before.
I thought you were gonna say he was carrying a dead body on his
It's a flag of
On a pole.
Oh my god!
Oh my god.
Jesus fucking Christ!
I'm sorry. I swear I'm a paladin.
and Model's like, burn
I
it
swear
down.
I'm lawful good.
In real life, you're a warlock. In the game, you're a paladin.
Exactly.
So he's carrying the flag of Ship's Haven. It's the red flag with the golden 11-pointed star. Do you need to step away?
I'm chilling. I'm fine.
She's good.
And Bekwat gets up on the stage and he you see that he's kind of distraught, thinking, today was meant to be a day of celebration. And instead, today we mourn. Many of us have lost brothers, sisters, fathers, mothers, sons, you see Stain kind of recoil, and daughters. And more have yet to be accounted for in our glorious city. I cannot offer but words to those who have lost today. But I can tell you that under Stain's guard, those responsible will not see another chance like this. Under Stain's new rule, there will be zero tolerance for outsider interference in city policies. As of this moment, Vith Stain has been appointed Lord of Ship's Haven.
Did the Lord die?
There wasn't a Lord before.
It was
It was
the
the
harbor
council.
master. It was the.
Gotcha.
It was this guy. So now
I am relinquishing my control of the city to Stain. Stain, would you like to say a few words? And Stain, and he moves aside and Stain steps up. And he, just as a warning, there's going to be another loud noise.
Red headphone users.
He
Jesus, I still fucking start.
and all the city guard and all the temple guard begin to bash their shields with their weapons. And as it continues, he begins the traditional chant of the Ship's Haven fight song. And it's an awe-inspiring performance. Because unlike before, when he was doing it by himself and everybody was singing along, it was jovial. Now it's serious, and it's no longer him. It's no longer him putting his own spin on it. It's a call to arms for everybody. And when the song is done, he goes, "No longer shall we rest on our laurels. We've been far too complacent in who we allow into our city. Obviously, I have not been doing my job as your captain of the guard. So from now on, Ship's Haven is closing its gates to outsiders. Those without proper documentation will be turned away." And as he's searching through the crowd, you see that his eyes meet yours.
Yucky.
Those without the proper documentation will be expelled from our city. And as Lord of Ship's Haven, I hereby put a moratorium on the ownership of indentured servants. An end.
Yay, that's good. Well, good bad.
But y'all were just
All people that have formally and intend to live in Ship's Haven will register here at the Harbor Master's facilities. You have 1 week. If your papers have not been obtained or put in order, my men and women will find you and make sure that you are cast out of Ship's Haven for good. And then it starts to slowly die down again as he walks off the stage.
I'm not a citizen anywhere. I technically can't get papers.
My papers were stolen.
We're fucked. We're fucked.
But I think he's giving us leniency
I mean, you're a
to
noble.
get papers.
No, I legally
Yes.
can't get
Oh.
papers.
You can't legally get papers?
I don't have a birth certificate.
I don't think that's a thing.
But it is in normalized society.
In our real life society, it is.
I just don't feel like she would just physically be able to get papers. She's not
She
a citizen
can-
anyway.
She can try.
She can try.
Well,
I
because
just-
there's no birth certificate, but
venture of
there's
its own.
you might have
Yeah,
a paper
people
trail,
vouch
but
for you.
most common traveling folk don't really carry papers if they're like an adventure or like yes, merchants keep like tax notebooks
Yeah.
and whatnot, but like
Yeah,
the
but I
most
have-
average pilgrims don't.
I have
really.
no actual form of like identification. Like
It's
I
not
don't know.
a normal thing to have though.
But what he's saying is it's not. You're getting one.
It's not
It's
required.
he is. It's
It's
oh,
more of a you have to fight. You have to go to the harbor master, and they will. It's like getting a driver's license, but you don't really need a
Yeah,
certificate.
but I don't want to be
You
a
just need a-
citizen of Ship's Haven.
Yeah, you just need a reason to be
Probably.
accepted as a citizen.
But
That's- I'm
might as
thinking-
well
How the
have a
adventure
place to
begins,
come
I'm
back.
thinking
Yeah.
Yeah, I
This
was
is
like, I'm
pushing
not
us
fucking
out of
staying. I'm
Ship's
not going
Haven.
to become a permanent citizen of Ship's Haven. I've barely started my journey of discovery. Like,
Mhm.
fuck that.
Yeah.
So now that the meeting is over, you guys can converse amongst yourselves as to what the next play is. You have papers stating you're a citizen.
Yeah.
You have papers stating you're a citizen. You have papers stating you're a citizen. You have papers stating yourself as a political envoy. You'd have nothing.
I want nothing.
She's
So-
like, that is the way.
After that speech, I'm a little emboldened, and I feel like Nemo wanting to protect his new home would feel like emboldened to the point because he was so enraged that he wants to get to the bottom of this. He wants to figure out why and find those who are accountable for this to pay for their crimes. So I'm probably gonna go like
We're vibing.
I'm gonna walk over to Venati and be like, "Do you stand with me?"
I was like, just as any brother in arms.
And then I kind of want to go talk to Stain. Be like, we can go.
We have to kind
Have a
of.
little powwow.
I mean, yeah,
We'll
essentially.
powwow, and then we're gonna. Here's our plan.
He's losing two of his best paladins by letting us go, but at the same time, he's sending us to treat the root of the issue
Mhm.
so that it doesn't happen again.
But we still have to go ask Stan about
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
Oh, that's what we're
And-
saying.
We're formulating a plan to make him let him let us go.
Exactly.
You have the church's blessing, because we're going to.
Mm. I don't know if I'm going anywhere with y'all. I might just go home to make sure, like, my family didn't get slaughtered by these people who are also in my home forest. Just maybe, like, that might be a thing I need to fucking do.
Well, I mean, if their path of terror came from that direction, we would all be going that way anyway. If we're retracing steps.
Depends on.
You can
The
travel with
direction.
us until you must make your part.
Yeah.
So
Could be.
just to give you guys kind of an idea of what we're looking at here, right? Her home is just outside Bicklelight.
Oh, cool.
I don't know what that means.
I'll show you in a second.
The map. Do you want to flip this over?
Sure.
My little shawl thing.
We do need to roll it all the way out if we're gonna do that because it's big.
We probably just need our. Where is this the bottom side of the map?
The other side.
Yeah, so that's fine.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Neat.
So, Ship's Haven.
Technical difficulties.
Ship's Haven is here.
Cool.
Bicklelight is down in this peninsula. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days journey away.
And whereabouts am I supposed to start looking for my guys?
Straybridge is here, right in the center.
And
So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8
If-
days journey away.
Would we have civilian account of where they charged from?
They kind of just appeared all over the city.
Ah, So we're gonna have to investigate to see where they mostly came from. But I'm guessing the path out of town goes inland and then over, right?
There's paths that go both directions. So like there is the ocean road that follows literally out towards Straybridge from Strixhaven. But then there's also it's called the tree route, and there's basically one road that travels between all 11 principalities.
It's like a
giant circle that travels all around the continent.
Okay.
So you could go to Bicklewhite and then go to Straybridge.
Got it. So it goes like boom, boom.
Yeah.
Okay.
It would take 5 days to get to Bicklewhite, and then from Bicklewhite it's like an 11-day journey.
We still haven't even figured out where the army came from, so I think that's our our second order of operations after convincing Stain to let us go.
Yep. Boom.
All right. So you guys have kind of an idea of what you need to do now.
Well,
Mhm.
yeah.
Well,
Also,
we
as a mono, I think I've made a decision to. There's some things I need to do, and so I kind of wanted to talk with the gang a bit, like if I could, like in character or something.
Sure.
Yeah. Just go.
Are we? So we're all together, right? And this
We're
all
parallel.
this stuff has
Center
just
of
happened.
the thing.
You guys are talking.
Why don't we go ahead and say
He's under my arm.
we're gonna go ahead and say you've moved to the Bearded Dragon, which is a tavern in town, where the masthead at the top of the tavern is a giant dragon that has a vent that goes to just above the grill in the kitchen. So all the steam and smoke from the grill comes out the dragon's nose and then off into it.
I love it.
It's super dope.
It should be like a chain restaurant.
So those are where my quarters
Famous
are,
chain.
but I'm just. Should I maybe recommend? Would you like?
We'll play it out.
All right. All right. So
you're sitting around. I'll just set the scene. This tavern, while it usually has a bustling, friendly feeling to it, there's kind of an aura of foreboding in this tavern. It almost feels like everybody's on edge, because they are.
Yeah.
There isn't a lot of singing. There isn't a lot of merrymaking. A lot of drinking. And one bard off in the corner with his lute, as you can hear. Singing sad songs of love lost and family gone.
He's really helping us.
all right.
right?
So
He's really damn
So
good.
I would assume we've brought out a map, and we are still mid conversation about, like, I say we search the outside of the city. We're going to check all available paths to see if there's much foot traffic and possibly follow that route.
I have a proposition. I wasn't just sent here to sell goods. I was here to do diplomatic research for my country and my family. I'm the representative for my family for this, and I need a crew to help me along this mission that I have, and I don't know a lot of people in this town. You've all gone through a lot, so I'd understand if you wouldn't want to, but I could pay you well. It would help look around in the areas that you seem to want to look around in. I'd give some of us time who need time to go see their families, and we could meet up maybe somewhere outside the city gates. We have about a week before we need to make the decision to move, before the captain officially kicks us out. So
Just me.
Sounds like common
I feel like
interest.
we're looking among ourselves of leaving as soon as possible to not lose the trail of what has happened here. And I personally feel as if our roots lie upon the same path, I do not mind assisting you in your journey as long as you do the same for us.
But just know you're taking on a crew who already has a mission.
yeah, I completely understand. I'd be more than willing to compensate my time and even my resources. to this cause of yours in exchange for you giving my cause.
What I want to know more is if you will support Shiphaven past currency in the future.
I can guarantee that my family will do all it can to help with the upbringing of Shiphaven in future events where we can. I think your captain's really set on no outside meddlings. So as soon as that calms down, I can absolutely guarantee my family's compliance.
I imagine that it should calm down as soon as we stop the attack at the source.
Once there's a sense of security, I know
Yes.
the captain will change his mind.
He's not an unreasonable man.
Alright. That's a movement I can get behind.
What about you two? Orin and Paprika? Do you have anything to contribute to this roundtable discussion?
You go first, please. I need a second.
Well, I'm all for the ride. Life's too short to be wasting it in one place. We can do whatever we need to do.
Well, whatever the reason, I thank you anyway.
All the support is welcomed.
Paprika's just kind of like having like an internal dialogue of just like, well, I could go with them, but also my mom's could be fucking dead. So there's that.
If you must leave, little one, I completely understand.
I
Family is a
just-
complicated matter.
I just very honestly don't know what she would do in this situation because, like, yes, she wants to be loyal to her new friends and all that jazz, but also, like, she recognized the symbol. She's seen it before in her home. And
Would you mention that to us?
I did already.
Oh, did you? Then I feel like I forgot. That's a lead. So I feel like remembering that out of the blue,
Yeah, I
guess,
kind of don't remember.
I would be like, okay, so she wants to visit her home, and that is totally understandable. So we will blaze trail to our only known lead of Bithel. Bicklewhite. Convoy her home. Let her do her business. If she must part ways, that so be it. And
I
then we
need to
shall.
bury my mom's. I need to fucking bury my mom's.
And then we shall continue along our quest.
Sounds like a fair plan to me.
Basically, she's like, well, if my moms aren't dead, I'll go with you. If my moms are dead, I'll bury them and then I'll go with you.
Alright.
Sounds like support to me.
She's basically like, either it's going to be a vengeance mission for Shiphaven, or it's going to be a revenge mission for my mothers.
Yeah.
Yes.
Amano, I think you have yourself a crew.
So be it.
All right. So I guess the
In
first...
that exact moment, as you say that, the front door of the tavern slams open, and there is Vithstade.
Yeah.
No armor. He's just in normal clothes. But he is shit-faced.
Yikes.
Do we want to have this conversation with him now?
No, I think we should damage control for him for the evening.
Amen.
You!
Oh shit, come on, man.
You're the only one who could have done this!
I know that you had a extremely hard night that is going to affect the rest of your
I
life.
immediately get in front of her and put out an arm and I go, Stain, we need to talk outside.
Blaming a petty pickpocket is a leap that doesn't need to be made tonight.
Everything was fine. Everything was just fine. Until you got here.
I got here 3 months ago. If you're, no
When
offense,
do you think the goblin attack started?
to this degree,
We've been dealing with incident report after incident report of, on the outskirts, the farmers reporting their goods and their livestock slaughtered, their goods stolen. for months now.
And you accuse me.
Roll persuasion.
Well, I'm not persuading. I'm asking if he's accusing me.
He is.
He is.
Yeah, he's definitely.
No, I'm asking that in character.
Yes.
And what exactly are you accusing me of? I'm a child, sir.
Kind of holds the bottle and is like,
You think I, a child...
fuck! And he throws the bottle against the wall.
It's just like, Can I do like a... Not a persuade... It's just like general charisma to just be like, I understand. I've lost brothers and sisters.
For character continuity, I feel like I have to intervene sometime soon.
Yeah.
Like, we would have already been like, whoa, because we know Stain.
Is that okay if they intervene?
Yeah, go ahead. You can cut me off. I don't
So
care.
we
So we're gonna protect you because we're like small bean and very drunk captain
like,
that we can disarm.
Sir, we
And I'm also
guarantee
having
this
none
is
of
not
this
the
fucking
one.
shit.
Exactly, and that's what makes us even more scared. Is we're like, oh my god.
Because you've been watching her whenever she starts shit.
I've
pretty much.
never had this confidence.
Exactly. Like,
I'm
she is
just done.
She's
But, like,
upset.
You pretty much know her every move in the city. So you would
Exactly.
know if she is planning that.
I mean, I think I just kind of convinced him I'm fucking not. I basically brought up the fact that, like,
Oh, what he's
You're
saying is I'm
accusing-
definitely defending her honor.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, but I kind of just basically convinced him with the whole, dude, I'm a kid, just like yours.
Yeah.
Like,
Exactly, yeah. So now,
Sitting
we're
off.
going to walk
Okay,
him out of
good.
the tavern. Because at this
Maybe
point
there's
now it's
no
about
way
if
I don't have
Stain
to
loses
step
his dignity in this moment, things
Mhm.
are only going to get
He's the
worse
Lord
within
now.
the
He needs to
confines.
keep
Yeah.
his composure. So as we're walking out, I'm going to open my water skin and like make him drink it. Like, hydrate yourself, man.
He kind of.
You guys are like,
Tonight is not the
holding
night
it
for
like-
hasty decisions, sir.
My son. My boy.
We're at
Somebody
I know.
has to pay.
And they will. Me and your most loyal guard have already started plans in motion. We are ready for whatever we need to do, and we are intending to do so, but tonight's not the night to talk about this. Tonight we must sit in remorse and sit in solidarity with our fallen brothers and sisters. We must mourn correctly before we point fingers.
Making enemies of the people who didn't do any harm isn't going to get us any more help.
Full blow hero persuasion with advantage.
These two.
Do I have any? Oh, plus 14.
Did you roll a second time to see if you get higher?
No, I didn't. Thank you.
I got a 14.
Whoa, okay. 22.
Hey.
So you see that
I
he,
got 19.
his like scowl of anger starts to fade back into just sorrow. And he kind of shrugs off your guys' hands and he pats you both on the shoulder. And he says, proud of you. Come and see me in the morning.
Yes, sir.
if this man does not apologize to Paprika, she has just lost a lot of fucking respect for him.
Well, it's not the time right now. We're also, we probably left you guys behind that
Paprika.
time.
Oh, yes, I'm
Paprika-
saying she's fuming. She just got accused of
Paprika can be
plotting
human.
and to slaughter an entire town. She's fucking livid. Lost child or not, you just accused her of being the mastermind behind a massacre.
He's blaming anything
He's
and
pointing.
everyone right now.
His finger
He's a
is
man in
just
grief.
whoever
I
can
know,
hit.
but she doesn't fucking understand that. She's going, this man just accused me in front of in front of my peers and in front of other people in the tavern of plotting to slaughter people.
I mean,
Does Paprika really care?
Yes,
Yes.
of course she fucking
Wow.
cares.
Okay, cool.
I would say.
I was just figuring you're
I would
not
say
from this town and you don't care about
my
the
number one
people
intention
who are
is to
from
keep
this
you
town.
two
Maybe, I
separate
don't
now
know.
for as much as I possibly can.
I mean, not. I mean, like most people, not these people.
Can I do just a quick thing while they're outside?
Sure. What do you want to do?
Just like a. Actually, I need to whisper to you first, just to get it cleared. Arise.
All right. So you see Stain, while she's doing this, Stain starts to stumble off down the street. You see he's not talking to anybody else. He just goes head straight back to the Harbor Masters.
Should we escort him home?
Yeah, I feel like we're going to let him feel like he's walking himself home, but we
We're
are
gonna
following
walk like
behind.
10 feet
Yeah.
back behind.
We're there because we know.
Yeah.
Yes.
Plus, we don't want any accidental interactions of
Yeah.
you.
You did.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, sir.
Go home, sir. You're drunk.
Okay, so you three are the only ones at the tavern still. We're over by the harbor.
No, you're going with him.
We're about 10
following
feet
it
back,
10 feet behind, so
escorting
he
him
feels
home.
like he's walking home by himself, but we're making sure he doesn't run into anything or anyone else on the way.
Okay. Really quick, Amano and Orin roll perception, please.
Ooh, 21.
Do I roll to counter? Because it's.
Perception, right? Oh, 3.
What is that?
Stuff.
3 and 21.
Fine.
Dude, we need to get you some new dice.
Yeah.
It's me.
Little point your hand.
me. Life hates me.
Okay.
That's Mana.
He is all saying, "Man of God."
Go ahead and describe to Orin what he sees.
So, what you catch in the splittest of seconds, as I'm fuming because of Stain's accusations, is I blink, and for the quickest second, my eyes, square and all, are this scarlet red. And then I blink again, and it's gone.
Yeah, meta knowledge.
It died.
Rest in peace.
Nice.
How does it look?
It's fine.
All right, cool.
Alright, sweet.
Oh, I was wondering what died.
So, you have this knowledge
This
of
little teeny-
something.
Something happened.
Wow.
So, is there anything else you guys want to do in the tavern, or can I move back to the paladins taking
Are you
Stain?
gonna?
If I see that, do I get any feelings about it, or is it just a sight thing?
I mean,
Like, I feel like as a cleric, I might
Does
feel
it
anything
depend? Do you have
like
like divine
demonic.
sense?
I think most God-fearing people in this game have a detect because I have divine sense and I'm a
I
paladin.
mean, I have all of the abilities.
So,
like,
what is your on your?
Look at your sheet,
behind
your
that one,
action sheet.
There should be an actions sheet. No, behind your spell sheet.
Oh.
Keep going. Keep going.
Keep going.
Keep going.
Jesus,
Oh
you have
my
so many
gosh,
spells.
I know.
You have divine sense on there at all?
No.
Don't worry, Captain.
Artifice, sword, artifice, gnome, cunning, tinker. Nope.
May I have some of your
Huh.
No,
Shelter the faithful.
divine sense is a
Paladin skill?
paladin thing.
Because she
Ooh.
should.
We can
So you
expect
can
free
con-
healing at
You can
establishment
confront me
of
on it
hell.
if you want.
Yeah.
Like,
I'll do that a later time.
okay.
Seems like not the best time right now.
You just like.
She's just like
have
muttering
gotten
her
very
into it.
intense.
She's like just muttering to herself and Pepper's
Should I
just,
reach out
you
to him?
fucking do that? Are you fucking kidding me?
I'll detect
I'm not
evil
fucking-
later.
I thought
I'm
the
not
Jakku
fucking kidding.
planet
Are you
sounded
fucking kidding
really
me?
cool.
I
but
feel like as a
yeah.
guard, I would definitely call you by your last name. Like that's kind of a thing we do.
Okay.
So I'd just be like Jakku, but yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
she
over
would
here
call
with
me
her last
Driftwood.
Like Jakku.
So, Amano, there is a barmaid who has brought you a drink you didn't order.
Drink that
Check
on your
it.
wrist, bitch.
No, I was like.
I grab like her arm, kind of like Swifty, as she's.
She said,
No. It's like I have the grasp, or I go for the grasp.
Yeah.
Should I roll for
no,
that?
no, it's fine. You just take it.
Okay, because it's not. I'm not like hurting her. I'm
and
just
she-
keeping her
but
there
she-
real
she's
She's
quick.
not like
jumps.
a WWE
But she jumps a little
wrestler.
bit.
She was like,
Exactly.
cool.
Yeah, I know.
dare
I'm
you
a
touch
fighter.
me?
I'm a fighter, so I'm just like, and then I say,
No, before you say anything, she recoils and pulls her arm back. She's in your grasp.
Yeah, and
It's a bad look. It looks like you're holding onto this girl as she's going away.
Oh, so I say,
Yeah.
sorry, who told you to give me this drink?
Nobody.
Dude, you gotta roll to figure that shit.
Maybe she's just being kind because the entire town
What if she
got
has a crush on
fucking
you?
slaughtered.
I feel
like,
kind
what
of.
are you doing?
I feel kind of bad because at first I think
the
she's
word
just.
is had.
Oh yeah, now she's
Yeah,
scared
She
shitless
kind
of
of
you.
Well-
pitied him and wanted to cheer him up by bringing him a drink, and now he's ruined all chances.
All right, guys, this has just been one little interaction.
Or she's
I can
more
fix
into it.
this.
You hold up your
She's
guy
not
that's
saying.
cursed
She's got
you
her
this
other hand
entire
up like
time,
this.
I can
and
fix
you
this.
say, "I can
He let
fix
go of her.
this."
The Zuko move.
She's got the
My
she's got
honor.
the ale in a mug, and she's got her other hand up like this. She's like,
You can give me that if you want to. Still.
roll a charisma.
Ooh.
She doesn't anymore.
I still don't know if
Plus
she's a
three.
crush on
She
you.
doesn't
Plus three.
want. She don't want your favorite.
19. I say.
Kind of. Well, you already said what you were gonna say,
Yeah.
Okay.
and she kind of softens a little bit and places it on the table very gently in front of you, and you can see that it's just an ale.
I look at her and say, I know we've all had a rough week. And I grab it.
Drink it.
To drink a little bit. I say,
You're
and I
dead
kind of
now.
like I
Roll
bow
a
my
costume.
head.
No, I'm just kidding.
I bow my head like
Dead.
thanks,
She
like
smiles
a
and she's
nod,
like,
like
"Got him."
thank you, like
Surprise.
not, but like
It's a raspberry ale.
Yummy.
Why you gotta pull that shit on me?
And
I've had them. It's actually really good. It's really tart.
it's like a, it's
Sounds
like
like
a,
we're going shopping afterwards.
it's kind of like a sweeter.
it
It's
reminds
almost like a cider.
It's a little bitter.
Yeah, it's a little bitter, but it's a dry raspberry cider.
Cameron's character
Yeah.
gets one for free.
it reminds me of
It reminds me of who?
no, but
I need you to roll a charisma saving throw.
all right,
Save yourself.
Ooh.
Hey.
17.
Okay. You feel a little something in the back of your head, but it
This
turns,
might not
Dressing
please
yourself.
me.
but it turns out it's just her hand.
I knew it.
As you drink, she's like running her fingers through your hair.
She's touching your hair. Oh my god.
Roll with the dude.
Kill her.
You lean back to try to look at her, and your fucking horns impale her.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No,
I'm shook.
I'm a little surprised by this, and as not to offend her, I take her hand, like actually very gently this time, like it's very swift but gentle, and I kind of like put my head to her hand and I say thank you, but you should go you should go enjoy your evening. You shouldn't spend it with me.
Don't say enjoy. I'm so
Like-
don't. Nobody's gonna fucking enjoy tonight.
Yeah.
Don't say enjoy your.
Well,
You can see that she's disappointed, but she understands, and she walks back to the kitchen area.
She was looking for
a kitchen area.
a stress fuck, basically.
A somber fuck. I'm sad. Help me get my.
I just imagine someone with a flat
Serotonin.
face like, this is great.
You're doing amazing.
So as you
feel
guys
so good.
as you guys
Best
get
lover
stayed
I've
back
ever
to his
had.
house,
Yes.
you see that there is a fire going in his living room.
Oh.
No, it's like a fire.
Oh,
Fireplace.
You're
I was like,
shit,
oh
and
my
everything's
God.
Burning the dead
Everything's
child.
on- Oh my god.
Quick question: is anything not on fire or dead? Thank you.
No, there's a fire going in a hearth.
Perfect.
And
It's controlled.
There's a woman looking, like a half-elf woman looking very concerned in her night robe.
Do we know?
Swear
I would know her if it's
existing.
his,
Yeah, it's his wife.
So what's her name?
You're like,
So I can
would
go up
know
to her.
this.
Katie knows.
Because I would know this. No, Venati
no,
knows.
Venati.
The Nazi.
Yeah,
Orin.
Let's see.
Orange burning things. That's cool.
And let's see. Name generator.
You trying to come up with one?
Yeah.
Why don't you
Didn't have a list.
Why don't you pull from the chat?
Because nobody's talking about it in chat.
Huh?
For figuring out the wife name.
Ooh.
The wife name.
The
Chai.
wifey.
Chai? That's Asia.
Yeah.
Hi, Asia.
The unsolicited said he really is just Zuko. Yum.
Her name is Her name is Galtheris.
Galtheris.
Gotheris IHOP.
I might run off to I was like, I might run off with this girl. Galtheris.
Galtheris.
Fucking yum.
Galtheris.
Galtheris.
I don't know this. I've never been to his house before.
All right,
I
G.
process something a little
What's up,
differently.
G?
I
Your
don't
husband
seek the
drunk,
company of
though.
others. So
No.
it's not you.
So
it's mine.
I approach
Weirdness.
Galtheris.
We're
She's
outside
in
the
the
house.
house. You're in the house. She's
We're
in the
outside.
house. You're
I
outside.
break down the door.
No, we're about 10 feet back. He's entering his door. Do you
I
just
break
like,
down the
I'm
door.
coming in too now?
Mama's home.
And all of my good rolls have been for saving my.
Virginity.
That's what we call honor.
I must protect my honor.
I am a noble. I do not fornicate.
Ever. I will die with my honor.
Bodily
my honor
functions,
intact.
no thank you.
Disgusting.
Disgusting.
All right.
I'm sorry. I feel like I'm yelling a lot. I'm just really fucking out.
No,
of
we're
it.
in
Guardmate came over and I'm just like disqualified. No,
So,
I didn't mean that.
He flings the door open, and there's a big momentous hug, and lots of sobbing.
We're gonna keep our distance.
And
just going.
We're just going back to
They just got fucking G-noted.
And then you see from around the corner toddles a little half-elven girl,
Jesus
Oh.
Christ.
and they pick her up and they wrap her in a big hug.
We're sobbing.
We're sitting there. We're sitting there just.
Yes.
We're
You
so
guys
soft.
I just heard to say, you're a big stiff.
I'm keeping
I
the
want to have
change.
a somber moment where like I realize this, like the severity of the situation of me wanting to be like captain of the guard. Like I'm having a moment where I'm rethinking my life, where I'm like, I have to protect families and children, and like this isn't just a job. This is a huge responsibility, and I'm now even more than ever looking forward to traveling because I'm like, I need to be better.
Are you questioning like, do I want to be city guard or do I want to be a hero of the land kind of thing?
Amen.
Yeah.
Yes, that is exactly what I'm going for.
So what are you guys going to do?
Is this
I mean,
the
what
moment?
is there to do? We're just getting.
I mean-
we're
Yeah,
getting
I'm
feels.
pretty much. I'm
Are
being
we-
assaulted emotionally. I'm
We're
I'm
not all
talking
there.
just to them right now.
Okay.
I'm
We'll
my
laugh
character's
at
been
your-
used to the last 3 years of
turning
being
down of this fucking
pretty
hot
sound of
waitress.
mind and
You talked
body,
about pointing
and
a little.
from the attacks of this day is the first time something of this severity, like of attack on a city, is like bringing out emotions he didn't really understand or know he had, of like pain and rage and
It's
all
triggering.
sorts. Yeah, it's a super triggering thing, and he's never felt these types of things before from what he can remember, pretty much, and he's just like it's not like vengeance, but it's more like he needs to do something and not just accept the fate that all these people are dead, pretty much.
Yeah, it's like we know we're made of strong stuff, but now it's like, whoa, we've got to really shape ourselves into something.
Because
Yeah.
not everybody is.
Exactly. So
we
we
need
have to be
strong
able to be
for
there.
people who aren't.
Exactly.
And so what do you guys want to do? You guys are just standing outside as
We're crying. a
Yeah,
little bit.
we're crying.
We're
crying.
sobbing.
Are you going to head back to the tavern? Or?
After
After a
that
good
moment's
cry.
done and they close the door, we kind of regain composure.
I'm just
Alright.
going to go ahead and say that Nemo like pulls the door closed because they're often like hugging and having
Yeah.
So
Sobbing.
I take my little like tunic flap and I wipe away my tears and blow my nose, and then I pass it to him. And we're just like, oh, having a moment, and then it's like. I know that my tunic is getting gross, but I'm just like in my head I'm like, this is worth
It's
it.
already covered
Be
in gum
emotional.
blood, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
it's disgusting.
I don't know what's going on with our chat? They're talking about laying eggs.
No. No.
Okay,
We-
ignore
that
chat.
later.
Ignore chat.
You should be ignoring chat.
I'm
But no
trying.
king shame.
I love you, chat.
But
King shame
we'll
get
is
to you
my
later.
Yeah,
king.
we finish up. We kind of regain a little bit of composure, and we're walking arm in arm back to the tavern.
Yeah,
pretty
we're
much.
arms over shoulders. Like we're definitely more comrades now than we even knew we would.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
all right. As you get back to the tavern, what are you guys doing?
I mean, I think if we were planning a route and then they left, we would probably have continued thinking about destinations and where
You'd
they
probably
would be
start
Now,
next.
question,
adding
is
his
this
task on
the
top
next
of ours.
morning?
Exactly.
No, it's still that night.
It's still this night. Okay, cool.
It's
That's what
it's
I'm
it's
thinking.
just about 1 in the morning.
It's
Yeah.
almost sleepy time.
Yes, me and Corbin are
Yes.
planning the route.
Yes, it
where
is.
he's very
My history check.
You and Orin.
Orange.
Orange.
Did I say? Oh, wow.
It's okay.
Close enough.
It's only session 2. We'll
Me
get
and
there.
Orin.
It's only session 2. We'll get there. It's okay.
Yes, Orin. But me and Orin, he's geographically inclined, so I'm talking with him about like the routes we can take and what's the fastest route, and if there are more dangerous routes that are faster, maybe we can take those because like we have a stronger party, or like just kind of
I also know the lay of the land in the direction we are going. I literally traveled it 3 months ago.
And it's where you grew up. A
Yeah.
lot of it. So
Because I
there
grew
is.
up
We
Bickle White,
have
near the
kinship.
forest.
So as you return to the tavern,
Mhm.
2 things have happened.
Mhm.
One, the mood has substantially lightened because a lot more people are drunk now.
I'm
Yeah.
also laughing at Amano just a little bit.
Because he
Because
he can't
you
handle-
bet your ass I would not have turned down that fucking hot ass waitress. And I'm just kind of like,
dumbass.
She's literally like
honor.
virgin.
you're
I'm
just like
like,
you've
I'm
never.
like, honor.
And you keep laughing,
But
and
not
I'm
like not like out loud. She's
No.
just kind of like.
no,
snickering.
you're
She
you're
keep, her
snickering.
her mind keeps going back to it every time she sees the waitress pass, and she's just like.
And you see Amano's kind of like he's a little like whatever, but he's also kind of like he's kind of smiling like yeah I could have, but
Paprika.
just not in the mood.
She
Like he's
catches
really
your eye
like,
a couple
just-
times and blushes and moves on.
I know I can be everybody's type.
Wow.
Oh my god.
All right, so they lay out their proposed routes.
So boom, boom, boom. For now,
Boom.
Yeah.
Is that the plan?
Yes.
we're taking the trade
The
routes.
Bermuda Triangle.
Yeah, the trade routes along from here to
Forest.
Pickle Lane.
Bicklewhite to wherever he needs to go.
Straybridge.
Straybridge.
Diggle, diggle, diggle.
Okay. So if you guys are gonna plan that and then go to sleep,
Yes, sir.
I need everybody to roll d10s.
Oh no.
6.
Is this a D10?
One.
I don't even, my brain isn't even
6.
here right
What's the D10?
now. 1.
That's not a. That's
It's not a D10, so it doesn't count.
It's a
Okay.
D8. This one. I think.
This one?
1.
I know it was one of the ones that looks spiky. Okay, well 2.
Okay. So we got 1, 2, 1, 6, and 6.
6. Yeah.
Okay. As everybody proceeds to sleep, I need everybody but Cam to leave the table, please.
Cool. I need to go to the
Go.
bathroom anyway.
Out into the
For
TV.
real?
They-
Maybe
wait,
cry a little
you
bit.
can go to that bathroom,
Yeah.
but
To
everybody
maybe
else.
cry a little bit.
Squeaky pants.
I'm in.
Wait, both
That means he was
cams?
low.
Oh yes.
You want to keep both
Oh wait.
cams?
Oh,
Just
but,
me?
oh, which cam?
Just this Cam.
Okay,
Just
cool.
Cam.
I thought you meant me.
Specify
I don't know why.
There's
Well, 'cause
2
I
cams.
specified Cam and Cameron.
I don't think
Oh,
he
yeah,
was
that's
looking
right.
when you were pointing
You're
at
right.
me
I'm
either.
gonna go
I'm
outside
I'm
as
definitely
well.
usually Cameron then, for sure. All right. Oh yeah, I'll go back.
Don't close the door behind you, it locks.
Yeah.
That's right. The door is closed.
Yeah.
So, as you lay your head down to sleep,
Mm-hmm.
you pass quickly into the realm of unconsciousness. But it's not a peaceful sleep. You find yourself alone on a ship, adrift somewhere in the ocean.
Is it my ship?
It is not your fishing ship, no.
Okay.
In fact, it looks more like a warship. But it's just you.
Okay.
There's nobody else there. The sails are tattered. But there is a strange glow coming from below decks through through the portcullis that sits atop that leads down into the ship's hold.
Mm-hmm.
There's a strange auburn glow, amberish glow coming from below decks. But before anything else can happen, you hear the rumbling of thunder above you. And as you look up, you can see in the clouds, there's the shape of a massive humanoid figure. It lowers one finger toward you, and there's a loud explosion of lightning and thunder, and you wake up in a cold sweat.